Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nene and this is Nene's Crafting Corner. And pardon my reach, I had to turn on my little timer so I know not to really prattle on any longer than I need to. Want to, whatever. Today I've got my whip and chat. Whip, you know, work in progress. Well, maybe you don't know. Work in progress. My current work in progress is another Diamond Art Club. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I have probably 10 Diamond Art Club paintings. That is my whole stash. I really enjoy their quality. Granted, to be fair, I have not tried any others. I just have really liked the artwork that I've been seeing, of the canvases that I've been getting from Diamond Art Club, so I just haven't quite ventured out yet. So I will try to do so in the near future, just because, you know, for my own, you know, comparisons, right? So my work in progress, Diamond Art Club, Alice in the White Rabbit. It is a 22 by 29 inch, so that's 56 by 74 centimeters. And I have gone about, well, I'm almost halfway, I think. Yeah, so I'm just going to, I'm not done with this color. Probably should turn on the light too. It's fine. So I'm just gonna start prattling on about the week that I've had. I genuinely hope you guys are all doing well out there in the wild interwebs. I know that those holidays, oof, they take a toll on you. I'm still freaking like recuperating and no, thank you. I hate the holidays, and I hate saying that, but I just do. They're so exhausting. And it doesn't matter what holiday, all of them are exhausting, and I felt that way even when I was single. Like, anyway, so hopefully you guys are recuperating okay from all of that, and having an enjoyable January. Let's see. So you know, way back when I started this, I was doing Saturday to Saturday, and now I'm doing Thursday to Thursday just because, well, life, and this is, I think, what's going to work best for me. Anywho, so I left off last week. Sorry, I had to adjust my watch because I got my camera up here and then I watch it on my phone, or on my phone. My phone's up there with the camera. My watch lets me watch the camera with it, so I can kind of make sure I stay, so I make sure I stay in frame. But I mean, that's not necessarily important if you don't, like me, when I watch a whip and chat, I don't necessarily watch it. I just listen to it and glance up from time to time. Oh, I also forgot to mention that this kit is for the Alice in a Winter Wonderland diamond painting event hosted by Life with Lindsay, and she's fabulous. You should go check her out. But anyway, so if you're watching this, I totally lost my train of thought. Oh, that's why I keep like moving this hand over this way, because I'm looking at my watch. Anyway, oh my gosh, my brain is mush, you guys. I'm so sorry. Apparently I need all the brain power to figure out what color I need, but I think I only need one of this one, as far as I can see anyway. This is probably like the most confetti-ish square I've done so far in this canvas. it's been it does, I know it doesn't really kind of look it, if you look up the image, it doesn't look very color blocky, but it kind of has been fairly decent on the color blocking. I don't know. It's weird. It's like confetti color blocking. Like, this is a good example. Like, there's a lot of colors, but they're like clumped together. Oh my gosh, there's this whole big section. I'm losing it. Last night, I was having a rough time last night because trying to put away my drills last night. It happened to me twice. I have my little container here and I set it down like I always do, and one of them I dumped this way all over my sticky canvas. So that was fun trying to unstick all of that. And then that was the second time. The first time, same thing, I dumped it all up this way and I was hateful. I was so hateful. And then that's when I decided that it was time to put the diamond painting away and go to bed. And when I say put away, I'm lucky enough to have a space where I can diamond paint and just leave it. I'm also lucky enough that I don't have children yet, so I don't have to put it away every time. So it just sits on my drafting table in my spare room in my condo. Oh, it might be time for more tack in that multi-placer. I don't know if you can tell, I'm pointing up this way, that I have blue tack in my pen, which I got from Hobby Lobby, and it is a Diamond Art Club. Oh, come on, diamond painting pen. And I've really enjoyed having it. It's super pretty. It's clear and it's got red and orange flecks in it of like foil, red and gold foil. Did I say orange? I meant gold. Red and gold flecks of foil in them, and it's super pretty. I love it. Yeah, picked that up at the Hobby Lobby well over a year ago. But anywho, enough about my prattling. Let's just dive into it. So last Thursday I worked and I uploaded my YouTube video, the number one of the disc canvas of the White Rabbit. I'm telling you, words are hard. The older you get, the worse it gets. It's so bad. I hate it. So that's something to look forward to, kids. Woo! You're gonna go crazy, 'cause we all do. Just kidding. This is real life with me. You get me mostly unfiltered. And I say mostly just because even in real life, I am very mindful of what I say and how I say it. And so even in real life, I'm fairly, like, for lack of a better term, I'm fairly guarded in what I say, just because I get, like, sorry if you can hear rustling in the background. That would be Blue fluffing his bed. Yeah, fluffing his bed. So if you can hear that, sorry. Life with dogs, right? And when I say fluff, if you have a dog, I would imagine you know what I'm talking about. You know, where they sit and paw at it and, fluff it. Get it just the right way that they like it. What was I saying? Oh yeah, uploaded my video, diamond painted. Tim went and played cards at the card shop. Oh, crap on a cracker. And before that, though, nope, I did. I stopped and grabbed Arctic Circle on my own. I was like, I have Arctic Circle written for dinner. And I was like, well, yeah, we went and got Arctic Circle. And I was like, no, he did not get Arctic Circle with me. That was just me by my own self. Picking it up on my way home from work because I knew that he was playing cards. See, I even write it down and I still can't freaking remember correctly. So that is also something to look forward to, kids. Aren't you so excited? Woo, yay. Aging, it's fun. Don't do it, it's a trap. Yeah, so that was basically my Thursday. I just diamond painted until I couldn't, I say I diamond painted until I couldn't anymore. Well, that's what I was going to say. But, like, when I say couldn't anymore, I mean I was so, like, fighting the tired. Like, my eyes, I was fighting my eyelids. They wanted to close, but my brain and my heart was like, no, we need to diamond paint some more. I, like, get stuck on these things. Like, it happens to me all the time. With varying things, like, I'll get stuck on, like, diamond painting, and, like, that's almost, like, all consuming. Like, that's all I can think about. Like, sometimes I know that this is a problem and I don't feed it because I know what a problem it is, but sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night and be like, oh, I want to go diamond paint. I just want to diamond paint. But then I'm like, no, Janae, you need to sleep because, like, you know, people need to sleep. Sorry, I'm gonna take a quick sip of water that I have sitting here. Sorry about that. But so I have to be very careful, because yes, it will consume me, and I do that with I do it with a lot of things. Actually, no, really, I don't do it with a lot of things. I do it with video games and diamond painting. I'm like, it's almost like I can't get enough of it. And so it's like all consuming for me. I don't know, it's super weird. But I've been that way for years. Where I'll wake up in the middle of the night and be like, oh, I really want to play this video game. Like, I didn't play it enough the day before because apparently 12 hours is not enough. I need to play it more. Or, 12 hours of diamond painting. Not enough. I need more. Because again, my luxury of, not having children. And my husband works on Saturdays, so yeah. Anyway, but yeah. Point of my story, I don't remember. Last side of it. About halfway through that rant. So take from that what you will. And I'm just gonna pull this garbage out real fast. I have this cute little bottle that I keep all my trash drills in. Do you ever, if you listen to other YouTubers, do you ever, like, like where I just lost my train of thought, do you ever answer them when they're like, oh, I don't know where I was going with that, or I don't know where I left off, and you're like, well, you see, or is that just me? It's probably just me. I'm a weirdo. And I also do it with, okay, you guys, I've officially lost it. Oh, excuse me. I feel like there's a hair, like right in here somewhere, but I think it's just a trick of the light. I don't know. Who knows? I'm crazy, okay. Sorry, I'm just looking for the next patch of this color. Anyway. Oh, my comment was, do you answer the YouTuber when they feel like they've lost their place? Like, it's already happened to me like 3 times. It's fine. So let me know below in the comments how crazy you are. Let's be friends. Let's be crazy friends together. It's fine. Oh, and as always, I forgot, well, not always, recent development. As I mentioned on the last video, if I have to cut out real quick, it's because Jacques is stuck and barking because he's deaf and blind, and he's my cute little old man. So that basically wraps up Thursday. I picked up Arctic Circle for dinner after going to work and uploaded my video and diamond painted my happy heart out while Tim went to play cards, and I had to turn them. I missed some of that symbol, dang it. And I had to, stop myself because it was way past my bedtime. Anyway, so then on Friday, went to work, business as usual. Thankfully, though, the dill holes, because if you're new, I work in the trucking industry for a small, basically mom and pop trucking company here in Utah. I've actually been in the trucking industry since 2008. So this is my 13th, 14th, 13th, 13th year. No, 15th year. Ooh, math is hard. Mathematician I never claimed to be. This is my 15th year in the industry. But anyway, what was my point in working in? Oh, dill holes. Thankfully the people have somewhat, I'm gonna just knock on the wood here. They have somewhat calmed down in their dill holery. Christmas seems to bring out the worst in everybody. So that's fun. Oh my god. I'm sorry, you guys. I have not been sleeping well. Jacques keeps, well, not so much anymore. Jacques will go through these spurts. Oh my gosh, I forgot some of those symbols. God, open your eyes, Janae. Jacques sometimes, even though we started giving him CBD to help relax him, because out of a 7-day period, it was like 5 nights out of 7 he was just up wandering around the house, and he would get stuck, or he'd think he was stuck, and he would just bark, 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 bark. And and it's 1, 2, 3 in the morning, and it's like, you can't be doing that, homeboy. Like, if we had a house, I wouldn't worry about it as much, but we have a condo, because with the housing market, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, with the housing market the way it is, I didn't want to buy a house just yet. And I've been living here for 7 years, and I like the neighborhood, I like the church around here. I didn't want to move. And it's about 10-15 minutes away from my work, so there's that. Anyway, so since we're in a condo, we have neighbors, and I didn't want him to be waking up the neighbors. I didn't want the neighbors complaining about it. Thankfully, if they do hear him, they have not said anything, so that's super appreciative. That means a ton to me that they're not complaining about him, because, oh, poor little old man is just dazed and confused. Again, I lost my train of thought as to why I brought up Jacques. Oh, I'm yawning. That's why. Last night was such a night that he felt the need to wake me up at 11 something. Excuse me, sorry. And then he woke me up at 1 something. And then I think he let me sleep the rest of the night. But what's funny is, well, not like haha funny, but like, checks out for my life. On the nights, some of the nights that he doesn't wake up barking, I wake myself up because I hear barking. And call me crazy. I mean, I'm the first one to admit it. I probably am crazy. But I'm pretty sure it's my Maddie wandering around the house barking. Because why not? She's come for a visit. Now I wonder sometimes if that's why Jacques was wandering around, because he can sense Maddie or something. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, I will wake myself up sometimes if he is not barking, because I hear barking. So it's like the mother that hears the baby cry, but there's no baby in the house. the fuzz up with that, huh? But anyway, so that's it. That's why I'm tired. So my apologies for the yawns. I will try to contain them as much as I can. And at this point, I'm just an exhausted pigeon, and there's just no sleep from there's no rest for the wicked, okay? And apparently I'm super duper wicked. Didn't think so, but here we are. Anywho, I was on Friday. Work. Bill holes. Sleeping, yawning. Jock. After work, and after Tim got home from work, I diamond painted until he got home, because I get off at 4, and the days that he works, he gets off at 6:30 because he works 12s and he gets a half-hour lunch. So once he got home, we went to Red Robin for dinner. Oh, again, so sorry. Went to Red Robin for dinner. I got a super yummy bacon guacamole bacon. I can't remember exactly which came first, chicken or the egg. Burger and fries, and I don't remember what Tim got. I'm doing good to remember what I got. And then we wandered over to the mall, because the Red Robin by our house is like right next to a mall. Oh my gosh, excuse me. And we went and checked with a cell phone provider, because we were thinking about adding my parents to the plan, because we saw a promotion and we need to work out the fine details, but where we could add a line, get new phones, and it was like a price lock. So for life, we'd have this price. And so we started looking into that and haven't really gotten anywhere with it just yet, but we did that after dinner. And then we came home, and Tim got on his computer and played games with my nephew Christopher, the new daddy, and I diamond painted. Did I say that already? I don't know, but that's what happened. And then Saturday, Tim went to work, and I was so lazy. All I did was diamond paint all day long. 12 hours I diamond painted, because I timed it. Because I tried to time in hour increments how long it takes me to do paintings. Because days are all well and good, but really what it boils down to is hours. How many hours did it take you? Because, like, a painting can take you a month, and there's 30 days in a month, but of that month, like, you might, depending on the painting, I mean, it could only take you, like, 48 hours, So it's not a going by days. Oh my gosh, excuse me, is not an accurate thing. So I try to log the hours. And some paintings I'm really good about it. Some paintings I am not so good about it. But I mean, it's fine, whatever. And then after Tim was done working, he went to the card shop with Christopher, picked up my other nephew Spencer, who's Christopher's brother. They have a yours, mine, and ours family, so there's a bit of an age gap between Christopher and Spencer. Like, I want to say not quite 10 years, but maybe, no, not quite, because Spencer just turned, Spencer will be 13 this year, And Christopher will be 26. So, however many that is. No, that is 10. No, that's right. 13 and 13 is 26, right? I have to do some math real fast. 13, 26. Okay, just kidding. There is over 10 years between Christopher and Spencer. My bad, my bad. Math is hard. Again, never claimed that math was my strong suit. Disclaimer, okay? You people that seem to keep trying to hold me to math, it's not my strong suit. I'll die on that hill. Anywho, so Tim went and picked up Spencer, and then they went to the card shop, and then Tim called me, and it's like, can I spend the night at Christopher's? Like, he's 5. So he and Spencer spent the night at Christopher's. I'm so sorry. So he and Spencer spent the night at Christopher's, and Tim made sure that, because the stipulation with him spending the night, well, Spencer spending the night, was that Tim bring him home in time for them to go to their church services. So, which worked out because, you know, then Tim and I, you know, Tim was home in plenty of time for us to go to our church services. And our kind of Sunday tradition, which I know is going to sound odd because I just mentioned church. Because now that was basically Saturday, so now we're moving into Sunday. Our Sunday ritual is to buy, depending on the time that we wake up. Let me just disclaimer that. Depending on the time we wake up, we will buy McDonald's for breakfast and then have it door dashed to us. And then we lay in bed and eat breakfast. And you guys, I have a serious long-term committed relationship with my bed. I love my bed. If I had never had to leave my bed, I'd be a happy camper. I was even jerry-rigging, when I first started diamond painting, I was jerry-rigging something to like diamond paint in bed, to be able to diamond paint in bed. I love my bed so very much. It's a problem. Anywho, so we had breakfast in bed and then got up and went to church services. And then we just kind of had a nice, relaxing, lazy day. We watched, crap on a cracker, on Disney Plus. I don't know if, like, okay. So way back in the 80s, 1988 to be specific, George Lucas made a movie called Willow. And as most things that came out of the 80s, super cheesy, okay? I acknowledge that. But I still love that movie. It has Warwick Davis in it, and Val Kilmer, and Joanna Whaley. And it's fantasy. There's trolls and fairies and witches and, you know, all the things. Really good movie. Super cheesy. I don't care. I love it. Anyway, so in November, Disney released the Willow series, the TV series, and Tim and I binged the 7 episodes they have thus far. And pretty good series. Because like Joanna Whaley's made an appearance, and even one of the little brownies from the first film made an appearance, and unfortunately because of Val Kilmer, I'm assuming, I would presume, because of Val Kilmer's throat cancer and the thingy that he has in his throat now, they aren't going to have him make an appearance. I keep holding my breath because I love Val Kilmer, but I also understand and can appreciate if he doesn't. Like, I get it. I know that his appearance in Top Gun Maverick, that was synthesized, I think, with his son's voice or phrases from other things he said. I'm not quite entirely sure where they got the material from, but my guess, I know that they synthesized his voice, and I would imagine they used Jack's voice because Jack sounds a lot like Val. Jack is his son. Also, side note about Val Kilmer, speaking of Val Kilmer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On Amazon Prime, he did a documentary about his life. Well, I mean, I need to rewatch it again because I can't remember if he included his childhood in it, but it was about him. He did it about himself, and his son Jack narrates it, and I cried. I mean, poor guy. Anyway, I recommend that if you love Val Kilmer like I love Val Kilmer. I love Val Kilmer. Oh my gosh, speaking of love and people that you can never have. I can't believe I forgot this. So in my hiatus of things, well, maybe I did talk about it. Sorry, please hold while I just read through my notes real fast. Yeah, nope, I didn't. So, I'll bring it up now because speaking of people famous and that you can't have, and recommending things, if you have not, and you are a fan of Elvis Presley, do not walk, run to HBO Max and watch the Elvis movie with Austin Butler. I cannot say enough good things about it. I have always been aware of Elvis. My mom was a fan, even though she'll deny it. And what I mean is, like, she wasn't like one of those screaming, like, obsessed with him fans. But I grew up watching Blue Hawaii and GI Blues, 2 of his movies. And I love them. They're still, of all the movies of his that I've seen, those 2 are still my favorite. Followed closely by Viva Las Vegas. But anyway, so I know a decent amount about his life and his tortured relationship with his manager, Colonel Tom Parker. And this movie, that's what the movie is about, is his relationship with his manager, Tom Parker. And it, like, before it even came out, it came out in June. And before it even came out, I follow, like, Graceland's Instagram. And I follow Priscilla on Instagram. And hearing, like, the woman that was married to him, you know, hearing her sing Austin's praises and hearing his own daughter, because I think Lisa Marie was like 10 or something when he died, 8 or 10, somewhere in there. So she's got some decent memories of him. And for them to be singing his praise about how good of a job he did. And actually, I think I just saw on Instagram that he won a Golden Globe, as he should have, because he trained for 2 years for this role. And just, it's so good. It's so good. You guys need to go see it. So if you're interested in that, or if you're an Elvis fan, go check it out. It's not a biopic. My brother thought it was a biopic, and he's like, yeah, it was all right. I'm all, no, it's great. Shut up. You don't know. So if you're expecting it to be a biopic of his life, it's not. It's about his relationship with his manager, and it was so good. Sorry, I have to feel it. Like, I don't know. It's this weird little, like, I don't know. I'm just weird, okay? Anywho. So yeah, go see that. How did I get on that tangent? Oh, Val Kilmer. Because of his little documentary on Amazon Prime. So yeah. You should watch the Val documentary on Amazon Prime and watch Elvis on HBO Max. Anyway, moving on with my life. Willow on Disney Plus. We binged it all so far. Also, took a nap. It was delightful. It was wonderful. I'm sitting here trying to remember what we had for dinner on Sunday, and I'm pulling up a blank. Like I don't know. Anyway. Sorry, let me look for my next color. Sometimes I try to pull these out and have them all lined up and ready to go, which would be really smart for filming, but well, maths aren't my thing, and apparently neither are brains and foresight. So yay, go team go. We're just gonna struggle through this together, and I drive the struggle bus, so all aboard. I guess that's more of a train, but whatever. Monday and Tuesday I took off from work just because I needed a break. And so on Sunday, we were up until 1 o'clock in the morning, which is unheard of for me. Like, I am the first one to tell you that I am a little old lady. I go to bed decent. Well, it depends on who you ask. I go to bed early. I like to be in bed, not necessarily asleep, but be in bed by like, by like 8:30, 9 o'clock. Because again, I like my bed. Okay, so sue me. Okay. Anyway, so we were up until 1, which is unheard of, but I didn't have to work, so that's why I was okay being up until 1 o'clock. So, I was diamond painting. Tim was playing card games on the computer, because apparently that's something you can do. Who knew? And yeah, so we were up until about 1, and then we went to bed. He got up, and because I guess his cousin wanted to play cards over the internet at like, why it was the godforsaken hour of 7 o'clock in the morning. No, it wasn't it was a coworker, not his cousin. See, I get all these people confused. Excuse me. His coworker wanted to play a couple of games at 7, because yeah. And so he got up and played games, and I slept till like 9 or 10. I was so tired. And then he and I went on a little breakfast date to a place called Left Fork Grill. And they make the most delicious, I believe it's boysenberry jam. Oh my good gravy. I could bathe in this jam. It's so delicious. And they actually had stopped making it for a while because they could not get the berries. And I was super sad. So Tim called to see if they were busy, and then to see if they had made their homemade jam, because last time we had been in there a few months ago, that's when they told us. Permanently, please hold. Okay, sorry about that. Tim was calling, and anyway, and I completely forgot where I was. Oh, I think I was finishing off Monday. So we had our breakfast date. We went to Home Depot to look at some stuff so we can start sprucing up our new space. And And then Tim went, we came home. I diamond painted. Tim played on the computer, and then he went and played cards at a card shop. And I diamond painted some more, ordered pizza for dinner, and I think I stayed up again until like midnight diamond painting. I've got a problem. It's fine. And then Tuesday, my other day off from work, and I think one of the last stories I'll tell you was our dog grooming adventure. So, because Jacques is blind and deaf, well, let me preface this with, the dogs last got their last groom was in July. Now, I'm usually a stickler, and my dogs get groomed every 6 to 8 weeks. However, one of the last times we took the dogs to the groomer, they were like, "Hey, I don't know if he's having panic attacks or what, but he's peeing and pooping all over the place, and we can't really get him groomed. Like, this is not a conducive thing." And I was like, "Okay, totally get it. Like, no worries." So I started thinking about grooming him myself, and I misunderstood Tim. Tim misunderstood me. We thought each other was looking for a groomer, and we were not. Neither of us were. So we just kind of let it go. Jacques had his checkup in September, and that's when we found out that he was deaf and practically all the way deaf and blind. And so then, fast forward to now, we had scheduled the groomer, and so we're dropping them off, and they're like, "Hey, is there anything new with them?" And we're like, "Well, Blue had all of his teeth pulled, and Jacques is deaf and blind." And they're like, "Oh, okay, well, that probably is why he's freaking out." And we're like, "Yep, that's what we're thinking too." So we drop him off at the groomers, and like not even like 5-10 minutes later, we get a call, and they're like, "He's freaking out. You need to come pick him up." So we pick him up, and they are like, "We'll still groom Blue," which, no, not a big deal. That's fine. And we'll call you when he's done. Okay, that's reasonable. So Tim's grandma used to groom all of her own dogs. And so I knew that she had grooming tools. So I was like, "Why don't we just take him over to grandma's, and we'll groom him there?" And he's like, "Oh, okay, that's a good idea." So I sat and I groomed him, and he was such a good boy for me. He let me clip his nails and trim around his feet. Now, disclaimer, I am in no way a professional, okay? He looks better than he did, but it is definitely choppy, and you can tell that a professional did not do it. But I'm darn tootin' proud, because I think it looks pretty decent, considering. And we even took him back to the groomers when we picked up Blue, because as we were finishing up Jacques, the groomer called and was like, "Blue's done." So we showed up with Jacques and told them what we did and let them see him. And they're like, "Oh, you did such a good job." They're like, "Let's just trim his nails a little bit more." And I was like, "Oh, okay," because I don't know if you've ever tried to trim a dog's nails. It can be a little scary, because if you get the quick, then they can start bleeding and hurt them. It's like cutting your own finger with like the little skin underneath your fingernail. At least that's how I've always thought of it. And so they just trimmed up his nails a little bit more for me, and they're just like, "He looks really good. If you want to keep doing this, that's fine. And you can just bring him in and we'll trim his nails, yada, yada, yada." And I was like, "Oh, that's actually a great idea." But I think we're going to try one more time with Tim actually staying there and, being like a reassuring presence to Jacques while he gets groomed. And if that doesn't work out, then I'll just keep grooming him. I'm not opposed to doing that. And at that point, I would probably just groom Blue as well, because to be perfectly honest, as much as I love our groomer, the money that we pay for the groomer could definitely be used elsewhere for other things. I mean, it's reasonably priced, and I'm not complaining about the price. It's definitely reasonably priced. However, with buying the condo and all of that, I'm a little stressed about money. I mean, we'll be fine. I know that, but I just don't know how close we're going to cut it. And I just want to see before, we start making any more decisions about, like, quote unquote extra money. Know what I mean? You know what I mean? So that was our adventure on Tuesday. We made a Costco run on Tuesday as well, and then we came home, unpacked everything, and went bowling. And we picked up Wendy's on the way to bowling, and then got a dessert at the alley to share. And then we came home and we went to bed, and I think that's about... Well, no, I only have one more day. And in my timer, I've got like 15 minutes left. So, last day, and then I will leave you alone. Last day was Wednesday the 11th, so yesterday. Again, I had to, go to the place where they hold my paycheck hostage. So I went to work, and then I came home and I diamond painted for, 45 minutes so I could unwind. And then I made chicken salad sandwiches for dinner. And Tim went and played cards, and you guessed it, sat and diamond painted. And then I went to bed and put the doggies to bed, and woke up a couple times during the night, as I previously mentioned. But that was it. That was my week. Yeah. So that is all I have for today, and hope you enjoyed hearing about my adventures, especially with grooming. I would definitely do it again, obviously, as I mentioned before. And at one point in my life, I had contemplated being a groomer, like, professionally. Like, I could totally be a groomer. I freaking love dogs. And yeah. And who knows, maybe I still could do that one day. #bucket list. But yeah, so I am going to leave you there for now. I hope this next week is a good one for you. Be safe out there with all the crazies. If you enjoyed yourself, come back. Click like, subscribe. We can all drive the struggle bus together. Well, I'll drive, and then you all can tag along. And we will stop for lots of snacks. But really, have a good week, and click like and subscribe if you enjoyed yourself. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.